The advantage that we European favourites have is that we always play each other and have high-level matches. Argentina and Brazil don't have that level of competition in South America. The football is not as developed as in Europe. That is why the most recent World Cup winners have been Europeans. We saw Emi Martinez, didn't we, very much enjoying the celebrations and enjoying the fact that... what's he got there? It's Kylian Mbappe's picture on top of the World Cup with Lionel Messi next to him. He's carrying a Kylian Mbappe baby.
Fantastic. Let's be honest. Since that,
fantastic.
Yeah. But let's be honest. Since that man stepped on the podium, he's been on the edge.
Yes. Oh, he's been fantastic entertainment. Emi Martinez. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? Within the dressing room, does this affect anything? We saw them dancing. Obviously, the Argentinian locker room, and then dancing, and then stops because there's a minute's silence to remember Mbappe, and Messi's involved with all of that.
Any chance that any football players to take the mick, rub somebody's face in it who has said something against them, regardless of how big or how small it is, every single footballer I know will take that opportunity.
Right.
And if you open your trap and say something stupid, just like Mr. Mbappe did, then when it comes back to you and you get it twice as heavy, then you can't say anything.
But Emi Martinez doesn't play with Kylian Mbappe.
I don't
Messi
care.
Does. Does Messi have any responsibility to protect his
not.
domestic team?
If it was me and him, I'd be
Right.
the first person to rub it in his face.
Right.
In a second.
Yeah.
And if he didn't like it, then tough luck.
Right.
Keep your trap shut and don't get yourself in any trouble.
Right.
What was it again?
Mbappe's got to play with Messi. We've seen these scenes of Messi very much enjoying the fact that Mbappe's on the losing side. Does it affect anything within that PSG locker room?
No, not really. And the comment about playing each other, they don't play each other. Well, I suppose the Nations League has brought those games a little bit closer, but they still play a lot of what you would call sort of average European sides. And of course,
I'm very serious, isn't it, with the games?
notwithstanding the Copa America.
Yeah.
So, no, listen, it is what it is. You've got to accept that they are going to celebrate. And, you just have to accept that as a teammate that you were on the losing side. And, I mean, they're probably not going to... When you look at... Since... When was it they won it? 30-odd years ago?
Yeah, 86.
86. That's right, 86 in Mexico. You know, it could be another 30, 40 years.
Right.
So those guys are...
Yeah. So no one cares about Mbappe's feelings, basically. Is that where we're at?
No. Not even for a split second.
Jules, does Mbappe accept that and will take all this as a bit of a joke and banter?
I don't think he would care. I thought he was clumsy to say that, to give give those lines in the interview that he did after his new contract at the club. I don't think he meant to insult South American football in as a whole or anything like that. I think he meant that the European teams just face each other much more, and then when you get to the World Cup, you very often, if you're Brazil or Argentina, end up facing the Europeans when you get to quarters, semis, final, etc. And I think he meant we're more used to play each other more than them, and that's why when they come to the World Cup, it might be a bit more difficult. But then the trash talk and and what Emi Martinez has done is part, like Stevie said, is part of the game. You can find it a bit classless, maybe, but we've all done it at every level. This is what you do. So I suspect that Kylian will get some stick in the dressing room in Paris by his teammates for losing that final on pens. This is also part of it. I don't think there's any harm in it.
If you haven't seen a couple of great pictures that Lionel Messi posted on his social media, this just awesome, him sleeping with the World Cup trophy after waiting so long. There it is, isn't that beautiful? Very nice. Right, Craig, to the point that you brought up earlier, we've had a lot of tweets actually asking your point, so let's just address one of them now, which just says, for Craig, who is more annoying, Salt Bay or Infantino?
Oh, Salt Bay. I mean, Infantino at least had some right within his standing as the head of FIFA to be down there. I could have been doing with him getting out of the way a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
But the pitch side accreditation for the likes of this guy.
Who is he?
So he's a famous chef who puts salt on things in a kind of extravagant manner, and
and then charges you over $1,000 for a steak.
Yes.
Not all the time.
Right.
Anyway. But he was in all these pictures, and you could just see a lot of the players just thinking, sod off.
Yeah.
Get lost. And this was a moment for the players, iconic photographs, and I'm sure they've got some. Families, fans were in the background. We didn't need all and sundry from the media world or whatever, the celebrity world down there, thinking that they just scored the winning goal in a World Cup. I mean, it was incredible, really. Macron was hanging about like a bad smell. The French president tried to console everybody when they were just wanted to be left alone. Infantino just got in the way and the presentation far too much, but he was the FIFA president. But Salt Bay, oh my God, down there in the pitch.
I guess it just must be the thing now, because had that happened with us,
Yeah.
it would have been an elbow.
Right.
He would have got pushed. As soon as somebody figured out what was going on, either Souness or one of the older guys, they would have got elbowed out.
Right.
In a heartbeat.
He went up to Messi and he got a custard pie.
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
basically,
he like grabbed
fair,
Messi, and Messi's just like...
Yeah, and then he was trying to grab the World Cup,
Yeah.
jokingly, of course, but jokingly of people that were getting photographs.
Yeah.
You're just thinking, who's letting this guy and these people onto the field? They should not be down there. I get it. Some of these so-called superstars, they get tickets, they get boxes, they go to the game. That's fine. That's part and parcel. But stay off the pitch.
Yeah.
End of a World Cup final. It's not the Club World Cup, by the way. It's a World Cup final. Let the guys celebrate. Oh, my God. I suppose that's the world we live in now, and FIFA allowed it to happen.
Jules?
Yeah, I think some of the Argentines went to his restaurant during the World Cup, just before the World Cup, and I suspect, that's what I thought when I saw him down there, that he would have come down with one of the guest passes that the players had. It looks only like the accreditation that he had was like that, so like the wives or the parents, the children, all of that, who then were allowed to be on the pitch. But just quickly, I think there's one where Cuti Romero is there with his young son in his arms, and the son is trying to touch the World Cup that I think maybe Di Maria has. And he can't touch the World Cup because Salt Bay is trying to do his like BS thing with his hand, and like the poor, his dad just won the World Cup, and he can't even touch it because some weird dude with his glasses and his suit is just pretending to put salt on it. I'm just like, what? I mean, what's going on here?
As annoying as Salt Bay was, I have to say I did love Kun Agüero's appearance on the pitch afterwards with a drum randomly. Jules, am I right? There's rumours that he got a World Cup winners' medal from the coaching side. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know. So we saw him afterwards. So as you know, he was working for us over there a lot. So we used to see him in the studios and the studio area where all ESPN were, ESPN Argentina and us and Mexico, all of that. And then we saw photos and videos of him. It looked like he had something around his neck, but again, it could have been his accreditation, it could have been the medal, we could not see properly. But the fact that he was there with his big cigar, the fact that he slept in Messi's room the night of the final, of course, the night before, and that he went to training and trained, and he was like dressed up. He also played for the ESPN Legends match as well. It was like, it was full on Kun Agüero, literally big part of it, which we have to say, I mean, the guy did a Twitch live with Leo Messi in the camp. I mean, he was just like, he also was the Kun Agüero World Cup. So it was not, to be fair, it was not surprising to see him actually joining in and being part of the squad in a way.
Slept in his room.
Yeah, because Messi didn't have like a teammate. He had his own room, but he wanted company.
Well, he used to
It's
be
usually
his
Agüero's
roommate, though, right?
Yeah.
Agüero used to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, goodbye, baby.
well,
I'll tell you what, he'll go and sort that.
Yeah.
He'll go and sort that Salt Bay out.
Right.
I tell you what,
He'll get well done.
He can go there. Even he can put salt on a steak and have one of his steaks, $1,000, extremely well done.
But I remember you saying, was it when you were at the World Cup, you had your own room and you didn't like it?
Yeah.
It's interesting, like that dynamic, because from the outside in, you think surely you want your own room.
Nobody would room with you.
No, the first place we stayed in, it was all single rooms, but it was like a jail cell.
Right.
It was like pure white.
Yeah.
It just felt like a cell. And as I said, Kun Agüero used to be Messi's roommate when they played together.
Right.
So it's not actually.
That makes sense.
That makes complete sense.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I did have trouble getting a roommate sometimes.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.